What's going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be checking out the PlayStation VR 2. And so this is my first time actually using something like this. Like I've never used a VR headset before. Not even for watching movies or anything like that. Not the Quest and definitely not the first generation of the PlayStation VR. This is not a sponsored video. I picked this up by myself. I'm actually excited, to try out the PSVR 2 because there's a lot of hype about this one. It's got a lot of features that I'm personally looking forward to checking out. Features like 4K HDR, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, pretty much everything that makes the PS5 a next-gen console and even more. So it's got some drawbacks, that I've heard about, which will make this thing limited in, how people use it or how many people can actually use it. So for me personally, I have no problems with it. I'm gonna be using this with the PlayStation 5, and that's what it was designed, to work with. But if you don't have a PS5, you can't use it with, say, a PC or an Xbox or anything at all. So that's kind of a bummer. I'm really just amped up to see how games will look on this. Like, the virtual reality universe, it's like going into the Matrix, man. Like I've never used one before, not even to try it out or anything like that. I just wanted, the technology to develop very well before I got into it. And right now it feels like a good time to try it out, especially with how much games they've got planned for the console. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time and I'm gonna, unbox this thing and see what's inside, everything that comes with the kit, and we'll go ahead from there. So I picked up the Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle, as you guys can see from the difference in packaging from the original. It says it on the box that a PS5 is required to use the headset, so they cannot be used with any other devices. And that honestly is a shame. There's not a lot of stuff that come in the box. First, you've got the VR headset, which feels nicely built and comes with a lot of sweet tech like 4K HDR, eye tracking, and a lot more. I've always been a fan of the black and white design of the original console, so I'm glad they kept that design here as well. The headset did not feel bulky or heavy at all, and I feel like it'll be easy to bring around if needed. One of the first things I did notice was the adjustment dial on the back of the head strap, which is what controls releasing or locking the head strap to the head. I also love that PlayStation has added some built-in storage for the provided stereo headphones on either side of the strap. That's pretty cool. There's also some good cushion on the opposite side of the strap, which I'm sure is meant to provide comfort when playing. I'm not sure how long the cable is exactly, but it's pretty long and the only connection that you're going to need between the console and the headset. Now, that's not perfect, but it's definitely better than PSVR 1. And the main reason I didn't pick that up is because of all the connections you had to make to get it up and running. Now, I'm not sure yet how I feel about having the PSVR 2's cable in the way while I'm in the VR world, but I guess we'll see after I try out some gameplay here. The eyepiece portion of the headset is where most of the VR tech has been crammed into. There's 4 cameras on the front end positioned at all 4 corners, which is supposed to replace the old style, which required an extra camera. Underneath the eyepiece, there's a button and a control knob, and on the flip side of that, there's the power button, a function button, and the built-in mic. The headset comes with a pair of the new Sense controllers, and these VR controllers come with a lot of the features originating from the PS5's DualSense. Honestly, I love the design they use with these, and they feel super ergonomic to hold onto and even use. For me, it's got a weird feel to it, but I'm sure I'll adapt to it quickly once I begin using it. The buttons have also been nicely positioned in easy to reach places. The format used for the Sense controllers is a little different than I'm used to, but it's still pretty close to what it looks like on the DualSense. They're designed for one hand use each, so there's fewer buttons on each controller, and they're also placed where you'd kind of expect them to be intuitively. They've also got straps for securing them to your hands while using them, and the rope seems solid and operation is super smooth. On the right controller, there's the right analog stick, a PS, a menu, the circle, and cross buttons. There's also the R1 and the R2 triggers on that side. On the left-hand controller, you've also got a PS button, the left analog stick, share, square, and triangle buttons. There's also the L1 and L2 triggers on that side. I also picked up the Sense controller charging station with the VR headset bundle. This one does not come with the headset, so it'll add a bit more to the overall cost if bought too. It comes with these magnetic USB dongles, which you have to plug into each controller's USB-C charging port. The design for the charging base matches the headset and the Sense controllers too, and it looks very well built and super minimal. There's a rubber layer underneath to prevent slipping and a single port underneath the charging station. The port is there to provide power through the provided AC adapter. The top side has cutouts designed to fit each side of the Sense controllers perfectly. I think the entire thing looks pretty slick and futuristic when both controllers are docked. The final box to go through came with the VR headset bundle as well. In that box, there was a USB-C charging cable for the Sense controllers in case you decided to skip out on a charging station. Then there's some pretty basic stereo headphones which have been designed to be a perfect fit for the VR headset. It lines up perfectly along the base of the head strap and connects to the AUX jack for a seamless and a smooth installation process. The last thing in the box was the full game download code for Horizon Call of the Mountain. Next thing to do was set it all up and then jump into a whole new world of possibilities. The setup process was fast and easy, since all I had to do was connect the charging station to power and then connect the headset to the PS5 with a single USB-C cable. After getting the console turned on, the first thing I did was download Horizon Call of the Mountain with the code that came with the bundle. Once that was finished, I jumped right into the initial setup of the VR headset, which was a nice guided process. Like, it's nothing crazy. Now, after setting up the headset and the Sense controllers, I decided it was time to jump into the VR game world for the first time ever, starting with Horizon Call of the Mountain.
Strange. Keep your voice down. There are machines out here.
This mirage's giving you a chance. We all make it back to Don's grasp alive. You can toss him about a pardon. So you can take your chances with us or Storyboard.
Stay still, you idiot. Every time this started getting struck by lightning.
If I remember my launch right, I'm on Bright Dawn.
What the hell? Who could use
Razors.
bruh?
At least they're not a threat.
Man. Let's get to that pub side. Okay. Ha! Finally, some weapons. There we go. Ah. On the following day, I decided to bring the VR headset set up outside to try it out in a larger space, so my living room. So far, I've been having a lot of fun playing in the VR world, and honestly, the new experience has been amazing. Like, I've been loving it. So up until this point, I've been playing Horizon Call the Mountain, but I decided to try out some demos of other games right after. After playing the demo for Resident Evil for a little bit there, I actually really enjoyed it. It's a horror game, so it's a lot more scary than when you play it just directly off your TV. But it's still a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the short time that I had playing it, and I intend to definitely get more into that. You can easily jump between viewing the VR world and viewing the real world by pushing on the function button once, which is super quick and convenient. Star Wars was the last game that I tried on the VR headset, and honestly, it was just as good as the other two, and the immersiveness was just unparalleled. Definitely nothing compared to when sitting in front of a TV. So I found that you're more immersed in gameplay since you're pretty much in it. You're in the world, even though it's virtual. I'll be honest, it's a totally brand new and exciting experience for anyone else out there that's like me and is just trying VR gaming or just VR for the first time. As for the single USB-C cable connection between the PlayStation 5 and the headset, I found that it wasn't that much of a problem. Overall, the experience has been great, and I definitely plan on playing in the VR world a bit more. And there's a lot more games that PlayStation has got planned for this system, so I hope it gets more support and more games are released on this platform. Then there's probably going to be more people trying to check it out. Comment down below if you've ever tried VR gaming before and what your experience has been like. And if you plan on picking up the PSVR 2 or even have it already, I'd like to know about your experience down in the comment section. I'll catch you all in my next video. It's Tommy, and I'm out, y'all.